get to Sumeru, our next objective should be to head to Sumeru City and find a way to... And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem to... But even so, people call Sumeru the nation of wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the god of wisdom... But, Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumeru City. Even if we can't see exactly where the city is, at least we'll be able... Wait a second. Look! There's someone up ahead! Perfect timing! Now we can just ask for directions rather than wander around like, hey there! We're not from around here and seem to have gotten a little lost. Huh? Did they not hear Paimon? Hey! You over there! Could you give us some directions?
Huh?
What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Wait! Could she be ignored? Well, even so, she might be heading someplace where we could find other people to ask. Let's keep our... When we get the chance, we'll just ask someone else for... Come on, let's follow her. Just keep quiet and make sure she doesn't notice us. Huh? She just walked near that small waterfall and then suddenly vanished. Paimon thought this cave would lead to a village or something, but, look, she's sitting over there. Wait, what should we do now? Do we try ask... It looks like she's meditating or something. If we... Oh! It's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home, but at least it smells... Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good. What? Is the smell making you feel sick? Straight... What's happening? Traveler? This is no time for a nap.
Yes, you can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable. If he says that he's going to be alright, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh, are you awake now?
Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake! Well, we're at... Good question. Where are we? Paimon was in such a panic when you...
This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest ranger. My name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you passed out during our patrol, so we... Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything, really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Any discomfort? Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. He gave you some, before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine. Whoops!
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with these. I'll get it for you once I am finished.
Sorry, Master.
Now, the guide to Avidья Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board, but if Farbode forgets which mushrooms to avoid one more time, I'll have no choice but to leave the guide somewhere a little more visible.
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good
Yes, please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him be. But the next time he So, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He is chief officer over all the—
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. But it is common practice for Sumeru scholars of certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training in meditation in isolated areas, particularly in hopes of asking directions. You two followed a scholar named Hypatia into her cave. The incense that incense typically has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have. Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences, or did you see anything while unconscious? Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room, and I'll bunk with Amir.
Yes, Master Tainari.
Wait, hold on a second.
Sure, let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now that you should stay a while longer.
Further observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, I promise that you'll understand the gravity of the situation once I explain Based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can conclude that you experienced a powerful hallucination. If you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Whoa, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed out, aren't you? So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly let you leave, the rainforest is home to many fierce animals and hazardous areas. If something were to happen for now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own. At least until you stop having Good. Now, continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumeru, and Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali as soon as possible. Hey! Are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon's over here worrying about— What's weird? You mean how you're feeling now? You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be? Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment. If he misjudged your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right? Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? Oh, Paimon gets it now. Well, that settles it then. We'll stay here to rest up and figure out, but it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What do you think we should do? Good idea. Kale's pretty friendly. We can ask her tomorrow about what Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Kale!
All right, next let's see your right hand. But please remember that you still need to be careful.
Yes, I will. By the way, Master.
Look, Kale, today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along this time.
But I have a vision too! Am I useless to—
Don't talk like that, Kale. This is not something— Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now, we thought we might as—
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? In that case, perhaps Kale could take you two for a patrol south of Gandharva. And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the Statue of the Seven.
Tighnari, we're ready to head out.
Got it! I'll be right there! All right.
Yes, you can count on me.
So, Kale, what did Tighnari mention cleaning the statue just now? But,
Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be pretty They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining forest facilities. As for Master, well, he has to handle more dangerous areas. Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps. Paimon, Traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual. Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones. Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good. The Statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. You must have seen it when you came down this road before. It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master wouldn't mind if you don't— Oh? I guess I'll leave it up to you then. There's not much—
Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard by the way, Kale, do you know anything—
that depends. Are you referring to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Oh, is that the name of the former—
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the wall of Samiel around the desert. Her works provided to the people of Sumeru. She's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, according to what Master has told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro. To celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity, the sages dubbed her Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Uh-huh. Then what—
Well, and then—
Huh? You're not too sure?
Yeah, I'm from Sumeru.
Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with straight—
No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Because you two know Amber, right?
Wait, Amber? You mean—
Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that. There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for action if you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to— sorry.
Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what you just
sorry. I was
It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber, so how do you know that we've—
Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have stayed in touch by writing in one letter. She mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious blonde trap. I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. But—
so that—
Yep. So please know that I wish I could tell you more about the Dendro Archon, but I have been away from Sumeru for some time, and
That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Oh, I'm happy that was helpful. There is— So that's why you're here.
Don't mention it. We are friends after all. Alright.
You both have my thanks. While you two are up there cleaning, I'll...
Into the wind.
Huh. Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved on the statue is kinda small. Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or Lesser Lord? You might be right. The statue does... Well, anyway, we'll have to figure that out later. Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Paimon will fly up and take care of the top and... Nice work! That's one clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with Kale. Kale, we're back!
Welcome back! You must be tired after all that climbing. Let's take a little break.
Yay, food! What kind of goodies did you bring? Hey, don't be a party pooper. It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, the best...
I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope you'll like them. Whoops!
No, you dropped it on...
Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine.
Oh, whew. Paimon nearly had a... Those pitas are amazing! You're quite the cook, Kale. Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night knowing something so tasty and...
You really know how to... Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime.
Yay! Thanks, Kale! It's hard to believe someone as diligent as you could have clumsy moments.
Oh!
Kale, don't you think that Tainari's a lit? Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but he's never said anything.
No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may seem a bit harsh at first, but I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some ancient and mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. But oh, by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, there's a group called, well, anyway, because Master does a lot of research on plants. Sages from the Academia but Master declines their offers every time, saying, Sumeru City is too noisy. It'd be bad for my ears. I know, right? I've always wanted to pet them, too. Anyway, Master could have easily left the rainforest to take up a position at the Academia, but he chose to stay here instead as a forest watcher. In fact, Master's the one who taught me how to make pita pockets.
Really? Paimon wouldn't know. Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. He even carried you all the way here. Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding Paimon the entire...
Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little. But, it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling, Why, oh why, is he going to die? It probably started to get under...
Hey! Don't laugh! Hey! Now even Kale's starting to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this. It's time for some Paimonial wrath!
No! Don't touch me!
Oh, sorry, Kale. Paimon didn't...
No, I just... I didn't mean that.
Kale, are you okay? What's the matter?
No, I'm fine. I'm sorry. Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's hurry back to Gandharvaville.
Huh? What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of...
Traveler, you've returned.
Yep, we're back.
Oh, Kale?
Oh, okay. Guess we'll... Pаймon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she's in a better mood now. Let's go check on her.
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tighnari? What are you doing here? What?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she be...
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered...
So, Tighnari, what's
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma. So just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Instead, I am, well, because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So,
Tighnari, what exactly is wrong with Kale?
right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elazar?
Yes, it's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scales that form on the body. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on affected areas of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin in its final stages. The disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body, and they effectively become...
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding any. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members.
What? The Fatui?
It appears you already are familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger. I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars.
Oh, Paimon had no idea.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday.
She doesn't need to apologize.
Well said. I hope Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee
Don't worry, Tighnari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led her to break down this time. Though I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in Gandharvaville. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary, All right, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest.
Yeah, we'd like to do something.
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for some...
No problemo.
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as the Nilot Pala lotus. It's often used to help those afflicted with Elazar
Hey, Tainari, where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Nilot Pala lotuses can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. The Nilot Pala lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Cowpelata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, and is completely contrary to its name.
Oh, huh. Okay then. Note to Paimon. Never bring up the topic of flowers with Tainari.
There should be Nilot Pala lotuses growing somewhere. If you could manage to gather, we'll rendezvous here once you've gathered the...
Alright, we've gathered enough Nilot Pala lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari. Hey, Tainari, we found the...
Let me have a look. Good. Very good. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari, someone's calling your name.
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week. Can you tell me the exact...
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area. So we decided to come find you as quickly as possible.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear...
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go
Wait, Tainari, why don't you let...
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still on... There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also leak...
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location, and then only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, he may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power...
Seems the rumors about you were true then. In that case, all right. We typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an exception today. Stop. Don't move any further. Look there. In the...
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants have withered! Oh, Paimon doesn't like the look.
That is the withering. All right, traveler. We're gonna have to enter that withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of... Thank you. But I must warn you, don't... Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, You may experience extreme discomfort. You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Overruled.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Transfixed. Laid bare.
Now, destroy the tumor of the withering.
We did it! Everything's returning to normal!
Yes. Thanks to you two, we were able to quickly restore the...
Tainari? You make it sound like we did.
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that wither, if that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more... For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the this presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on those plants. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to...
Huh? But why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar case... No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the Oh, by the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense, I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect The Dendro-Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro-Archon's power is immense. And as for the withering, its emergence is related to it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious... I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long... Alright, that's enough on this topic for the time.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry. Huh? Wait, is that... Oh no, Hypatia! This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you?
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Huh? All Paimon sees are 3 squiggly lines?
Yes. Allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her asking us for help.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait.
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her, well, I'd prefer not. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon.
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the traveler be okay?
Let's find out. Here, traveler. Take a smell and see. So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not feeling even a little drowsy? But wait, how'd you know?
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the dendro element. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all, because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of Spirit Borneal are...
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us?
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. Please, wait here for a... Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her. No, I should be the one thanking you.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. Hypatia, are you alright?
So hungry.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait, why does it look super... Really? Oh. Wow, this place is huge! Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a close... Huh? What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Follow the wind. Follow the wind. The wind knows me. Overruled. Into the wind.
fucking Tibet is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
Laid bare.
Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. We've faced others like him before. What's wrong with...
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Oh, pitiful traveler, are you? Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in her eyes is the bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly... But don't you fret now. Today...
What do we do? Oh, there she is! Quick, let's...
So sweet.
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Oh, guess that makes sense. Anyways, we can talk about this later. Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us...
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the... We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this...
Oh, really? I seem to understand now.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So, you're able to see them?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once, but you needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because the...
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your name?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some... I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Earth. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind... And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small... In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the... It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh, and then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them... I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari... Sorry about that.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, alright, we're up, Traveler. Today's menu will feature...
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before.
Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we already watched. Oh, it smells amazing.
Are you already finished cooking? Smells del... Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with... It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Earth.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Ermin?
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Ermin's soul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer in naturally. Anyone who can establish a connection with Ermin's soul in their...
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power, and taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spirit-born Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using intentional
Well, that's...
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it...
Whoa! You're really serious about this whole...
I am a researcher, after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, My main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings, which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their... Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm, while minimizing the
Whoa. So knowledge from Irminsul could be super...
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with... However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living near. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Oh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only the sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, though the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukadevata, I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become... But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, it was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw back then. I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw... World forget me. What could that possibly... If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have... If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright, and had the chance to ask her some questions...